Bulletproof Radio, a state of high performance.
Just jump right into some of the biochemistry that I've found kind of looking into Zona. So I started with the hand grip, right? So 30% is the magic Goldilocks percentage for your grip. So you need to calculate what your grip strength is that morning. It can vary from day to day. And the optimal is 30%. Now, if you think you can calculate 30% just by knowing what you're feeling, you're sadly mistaken. That's why it helps to have a biofeedback device that tells you you're at 30%. Oh, and by the way, you have to hold it for 2 minutes. So if you think you can do that for 2 minutes, you need a feedback device. Just makes your life a lot easier.
I don't think you could do this. I'm pretty good with feedback. I run a neuroscience thing, and this is outside even a meditation master, Bruce Lee kind of guy, I don't think could know whether he was at 30 or 50% of his maximum grip strength for 2 minutes. This is physiologically impossible without a thing telling you what's going on.
And that's what Zona does. And then what we've discovered is that the contraction of the muscles open up potassium channels. So you mentioned salt. Let's just pause here for a second for salt. The whole low salt thing. I had a woman come in once. Her family brought her in. She's starting to have dimensions, anything acupuncture can do. So I started asking her questions, and she said, yeah, I'm on a really low salt diet. Oh, really? How low? Well, I've taken all the salt out of my diet. My doctor said to cut back on the salt, so I figured I'd go all the way. And I told her, tell you what, eat a little bit of salt. I said, don't go crazy. Just put some salt back in your diet and come see me next week. She came back next week and her mind was fine. It's right. So some of the researchers think that the sodium issue that we're talking about with blood pressure is really a potassium deficiency, right? It's a ratio, just like the calcium magnesium ratio, the potassium sodium ratio. So if you have high salt diet, which no doubt we have a high salt diet, you need even higher potassium, which is really tough to do, especially when the government says you can only make a pill of 99 milligrams, right? If your daily intake needs to be 4,700 milligrams, that's a lot of little tiny pills you have to take every day. And then the reason they regulate it is for safety issues. There's a legit issue with that. You don't want to cause some heart disease problems, some heart attack problems with that.
Well, let's talk about that for just a sec. If you are one of the small percentage of people who can get arrhythmia from normal amounts of potassium, taking a potassium pill like that could cause a problem. Unfortunately, instead of putting a clear warning label on it, they restrict the size. Now, if you were to take, say, Tylenol, which causes 40,000 cases of liver damage or more every single year, and treat it with the same degree of caution, you'd have to take, 40 Tylenol to get any painkiller effect. So I don't understand why they're penalizing this. What I do, and I want listeners to know this, is I take a potassium in a powdered form, but not potassium chloride, which is really strong. I take potassium bicarbonate, which is basically like a form of baking soda, and that has other benefits as well. So I am getting my 4 grams a day. Most people don't get it.